he is wobbled by a left hook.
Canelo versus Crawford wasn't boxing. It was Thanksgiving dinner with fists, where two uncles settled decades of petty beef in the garage while the turkey burns. First bell, Canelo saunters out like the IRS.
18-year-old.
Cold, inevitable, already calculating interest on Bud's ribcage. Crawford, though, slipping around like your ex's Netflix password.
Canelo Alvarez.
Untraceable, annoying, and somehow still connected. He's pawing that southpaw jab like he's scrolling Zillow listings mid-eviction notice. By round 4, it's not a fight, it's a TED Talk in violence.
As educated.
Bud's check hooks are student loans, unavoidable, relentless. While Canelo's body shots sound like he's demolishing fruit stands in Guadalajara, they're smiling through the punishment.
And Bud nailed him. Right hook.
26.
Like psychos trading concussions the way kids swap Pokemon cards, I'll give you a Charizard for this migraine. Middle frames, straight street fair energy.
Try to hurt him here.
Another big right hand by Canelo.
Crawford tossing three-piece combos with sides and a dipping sauce. Then
Trying to come with a left uppercut.
Trying to get him to open up.
Then Houdiniing out the back like a dude who owes child support. Canelo doesn't blink, just stalking forward with try harder junior energy, sprinkling jabs and nuking Bud's liver like last night's leftover burrito in a busted microwave.
And the drop.
Will try to hurt him here.
8th rolls around and they look like crash test dummies. Bud's eye swollen, Canelo dripping plasma like a busted Kool-Aid pouch. 9th, Bud slips, fires an uppercut so filthy, it needs a parental advisory label.
Punches.
Free up your hands.
Setting traps for him.
And the crowd detonates like the DJ just played Mo Bamba. Canelo? He smirks, then hammers Bud's intestines like he's tenderizing steak for Sunday barbecue. The last round? Forget footwork. This was trench warfare in a broom closet.
What he's trying to stick out there, and also
The guy got tossed out of.
No dancing, no running, just two lunatics trying to delete each other's Ancestry.com records with hooks and uppercuts. Bell rings, arms raised, and the arena fractures. Half swearing Crawford pulled the slickest Vegas heist since Ocean's 11. Half insisting Canelo stood taller than your abuelito's recliner on a Sunday nap. Verdict?
right. Canelo will have to cut off the ring.
Doesn't matter. This wasn't a fight, it was an instant myth. A drunken fist fight between gods, and we all got front row seats. You know training is on another level when Mike Tyson, the same man who used to scare opponents just by yawning in their direction, is sitting there like he just watched The Conjuring. 3 Tyson's face said it all. Crawford wasn't just boxing, he was moving like a character in a horror film who can teleport. 1 second he's on the left, blink, he's behind you whispering, "Boo!" Tyson called it out of a horror movie. But let's be real, even Jason Voorhees would have requested a rematch clause. The way Bud moved, it wasn't human. It was like somebody accidentally left the cheat codes on. His punches had GPS tracking, his footwork was on Google Maps mode, and his reflexes were so sharp, even Spider-Man would have said, "Yeah, I'm not touching that." And the wild part? Tyson, Mr. I'll eat your children. Mr. I once threw uppercuts that made grown men fold like laundry. Was questioning his own savagery. Imagine the baddest man on the planet looking at you like, "Man, maybe I wasn't that bad after all." That's a compliment so heavy it belongs in the Smithsonian. Crawford didn't just impress Tyson, he scared him. And when you scare the scariest, that's not boxing training anymore, that's spiritual warfare. Mike Tyson has fought men who looked like superheroes, wrestled with his own demons, and raised pigeons with more discipline than most fighters. Yet when he watched Crawford train, he shook his head like Rick Ross turning down a diet plan. Nah, this ain't normal. Tyson said Bud looked like he was preparing to fight a grizzly bear. Think about that. A 600-pound monster with claws sharp enough to slice through car doors. And Tyson genuinely believed Bud's combos were tailor-made for bear season. Forget bear spray. Crawford's got bear hooks. This wasn't boxing training. It was wilderness survival. His speed was so disrespectful, it made punching bags look like they owed him money. The power? Forget it. Every time Bud landed a shot, Tyson probably expected Smokey the Bear to file a lawsuit. And his movement? Like he was auditioning for a role in Planet Earth? Predator Edition. Tyson didn't say Bud looked ready for Canelo. He didn't say he looked ready for light heavyweights. He said a bear. That's not a comparison, that's a warning label. Crawford's not training for opponents anymore, he's training for nature. And nature better stay out of his way. If Crawford were a car, he wouldn't be a Ferrari, too obvious. He'd be one of those mysterious government prototypes you see blurry photos of on conspiracy blogs, faster than anything legal, stronger than anything reasonable. He moves like a lightweight ballet dancer who accidentally signed up for the heavyweight demolition derby. Watching Bud train is like watching two sports at once. His feet belong in a salsa competition, smooth, unpredictable, hitting spins that'd make Shakira jealous. But his fists? That's construction site energy. Every punch lands like he's breaking down walls for a renovation TV show. Except the walls are opponents' rib cages. People around the gym literally paused, jaws unhinged like someone pressed slow motion in real life. One guy even dropped his protein shake mid-sip. You know, training is different when spectators forget to breathe. Crawford's combinations were so fast the cameras couldn't keep up. Forget 24 frames per second, he needed Marvel's CGI team just to replay a jab. The best part? He wasn't even sweating. No grunting, no struggling, just chilling like Rick Ross eating lemon pepper wings while casually dropping stock tips. Bud looked bored, like speed and power were just things he carried around in his gym bag. Meanwhile, heavyweights watching him were probably questioning their whole existence. So, we've been moving in slow motion this entire time because Crawford's skill set isn't just sharp, it's downright disrespectful. His movement is so elusive it makes GPS reroute. His counters? Like surprise bills from your internet provider, you didn't see them coming, but they hit your bank account immediately. Canelo's used to bullying opponents, walking them down, suffocating their game plans. But Bud isn't an opponent. Bud is kryptonite with gloves on. Canelo thrives against fighters who stay predictable. Jab, guard, retreat. He eats those guys alive. Crawford? He changes styles mid-round like he's scrolling through Netflix. 1 second orthodox, next second southpaw. Then suddenly he's in your head narrating your childhood trauma. You can't prepare for that. Everybody talks about Canelo's power. But what happens when he finally swings and misses? When he throws that sledgehammer and Crawford is 3 feet to the left, grinning like Rick Ross after closing another Wingstop franchise? That's when the size advantage turns into a liability. Big muscles burn oxygen. Big egos burn faster. You know, confidence is at peak levels when a man looks at the hype machine around Canelo Alvarez, the posters, the press, the Mexican flags waving like he's the president of boxing and shrugs like, cute. But so what? That's Bud Crawford. No stutter, no hesitation. He straight up told the world, you could bring the Avengers and it still won't matter. They not me. And that's the story, folks. Canelo versus. Crawford wasn't a fight. It was a Netflix limited series shot in 12 violent episodes, ending on a cliffhanger nobody saw coming. No judges, no scorecards, just chaos dressed in gloves and grins. Whether you ride with Bud's slick larceny or Canelo's granite stubborn warpath, one truth is ironclad. We didn't just watch boxing, we witnessed two maniacs audition for the Hall of Pain. Call it a draw, call it a robbery, call it whatever you want, just don't call it boring.